Okay.
Hello, family. Welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Now, some of you requested to know how I came to Switzerland, and I said that I came as a student. Quite a few of you are interested in following the journey, so I'm doing this series of Swiss education studies. And I remembered that in my network, I told you I'm going to share my network. I'm a very generous person. I've built relationships. I'm sharing my relationships for free. So some part of my network, there is somebody amazing. He knows everything about studying abroad. He has been working for years in finding placement for students abroad. You just need to tell him where you want to go, what you want to study, and he'll figure out how to get you there. So I will introduce you to Jeremy. Hi, Jeremy. Introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name's Jeremy Wafula. I'm based in Nairobi, Kenya. I am an education consultant. What I do is I'm the link between the university and the students. So I assist students to study abroad, mainly in the UK, Canada, Australia, Switzerland, come to Germany, among others. Many universities we work with because many people just assume that going to study abroad is just getting to the plane and there you go. You have to know a lot of things. That's why we as profession, we came in and the universities have appointed us as their representative in different countries. I cover Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and Rwanda. As you know, studying abroad has got its own advantage and disadvantage. And I mentioned a few disadvantages and advantages. Okay. One of the advantages is the access to quality education. As you know, you learn, you get in a new environment, and the quality of education outside our country here in Kenya is different. In East Africa is different with the quality of education outside the country. And when someone goes overseas, getting a job here, you are considered than the person who has done it here locally. And you can find that there are many employment opportunities. Some get jobs to the countries they have gone. And also, it's an opportunity to see the world, experience. You need to go to a new brand country. You have a chance to visit neighboring countries also where you are. So you get exposure to many things. And also, you have a different culture. Yeah, you meet people from different culture and distinct, and the food, you also get the new food, the customs, the tradition, and other things. So those are some of the advantages of studying abroad. And I also have some disadvantages. I cannot talk about advantages only, like homesick. People get homesick, you miss your food home. And also, they also now, when you're still new, the language barrier, you find that most of the countries know that they don't talk English. So when you go to the shop at the supermarket, you have to know the local language. And also some disadvantage also, when you're in East Africa, the cost of studying overseas is a bit expensive than studying locally. So I'll come to talk about studying abroad. It's not an easy task, as many can see, because now countries have got their different rules of visa application, study visa. So our company come into that. First of all, we let you know the cost of living, the cost of study. Some countries allow you to study while working. Some do not allow completely. Some allow you to work a few hours. So those are the information we give the student. We also assist students for the career choice. The student to know which course is the best for him or her to study in this country and different country. I'll talk about Switzerland. It's known as the heart of hospitality. We have worked for them for about 8 years. And as you know, the whole world, I know people who have studied in Switzerland. They're based in hotel and culinary, which is one of the things, one of the courses that many students are coming in. We do career advice whereby I'll talk again about Switzerland, whereby parents sometimes they force their kids to do the course they have been doing. Maybe they want their kids to be doctor, they want their kid to be an architecture, and so on. So I came also to learn about hospitality and culinary as one of the biggest earning careers. And I've been giving talks to schools, international schools and other schools, about the importance of also studying these other courses like hospitality, fashion, and other things that many parents are not aware that these are well-paying jobs. So we also come in and yeah.
I think also that's kind of a generational thing, because I remember when I told my parents that, okay, fine. So, you know, me, hospitality was not really my choice. It was one of those, I had been rejected for America, I had been rejected for UK. So I was told it's easy to get a Swiss visa. So that's where I went. But then, you know, you're saying what you're going to study, hospitality. Okay. In their minds, they're thinking, she's going to learn how to cook. You already know how to cook. What's the problem? And then I'm showing them the fee and they're like, you know, it was not making sense to them. But now, I mean, I'm working in an international organization and I'm using 80% of what I learned in the hospitality school. Like, even my bosses, they say that you can tell I have a hospitality background just by the way my work is. And another thing that people don't realize, especially about hospitality school, is, for example, Swiss banks, they send their employees to hotel schools to learn. So, you know, you have...
what we're saying is true.
Quite a lot.
People don't look at hospitality. They just look at, many parents, like locally in Kenya, they'll say, I'll send my son or my daughter to go and wash utensils, and being shouted in a bar. No, I cannot. My daughter, my son cannot do that. Mm-hmm. So we normally have to give them talk and give examples that not only we work in hotel, some work in customer care department. Like here in Kenya, one of the big corporate, the one who is running the customer care department is from hospitality background. So it's just a matter of getting those information about it.
So
I also talk about
the parents. Sorry to cut you off. I just want, let's dwell a bit more on the parents. So how exactly do you talk to the parents? Do you first talk to the student first, see where the student is, and then talk to the parent, or do you talk to the parent and then talk to the student?
It comes both ways. Sometimes you meet a parent who maybe met another parent that the student is abroad, and this parent will refer you. And when you go to school, you find a student is interested to study abroad because one of his friends also went abroad. So we normally have a meeting, both of them. They come together and you let know the cost and everything. Some parents cannot afford, and the student is very, very eager to study abroad, but maybe the parents cannot afford. And we have I can say I've been dealing with two types of parents. One of the parents are parents who they're well off, big people, big corporate, and they want their kids to emulate what they have. And we have parents from rural areas who gonna sell a piece of land or cattle there so that the student can come study abroad, have a good life, and also come back and improve their living here back in Kenya. So we have two type of parents we do. Some sacrifice so that the student can come back and change their lives here. And some have got the money already. What they want is a pride, and the student also to live the life they have.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I think the other thing is, of course, everybody's going to want to know, are there any chances for scholarships in this schools that you work with?
Yeah, we normally have a scholarship, some offered by the school, the vice chancellor scholarship, and we have like just automatic scholarship for students who are coming from Africa. They have that, and we also have some organization locally, like here in Kenya. We have some organization that that give students scholarship, and then they pay for their fee. But mostly depend come in with your qualification if you've done well in the school, and also you have to write a statement of purpose why you need the scholarship here and there. So it involves a lot, but mostly scholarship, it is hard to get 100%.
Yeah.
Because you can get even 100% in tuition, but now you also have to know this cost of living when you're going to school.
Yeah. I mean, so has COVID changed anything? Are people still traveling for school, or has it been, I think now it's a bit starting to open up, right?
Yeah, COVID changed many things, especially when we were going to schools to give presentation. We could not go. But now things like the Zoom came in, and also when the travel bans were there, so most universities started the online classes for those courses. But courses like hospitality, you cannot do online classes. Yeah. So most universities, like for other business and other courses, they started online classes. And when it opened up, now the student had to travel if they've done one semester online. So that's how they've been handling it. And it has been, they have been very, very keen in this. They send us details, the universities about COVID, those countries that if you have to come in, you need to go for quarantine for 10 days or so. So it has been a smooth way, but things are now changing. Slowly by slowly, I think we're going back to normal.
So what do you see when the students come or wherever they go? Do you have a lot who, because of course you have a relationship with these students once you become with them until they go there. Do you have a lot who regret it? Do you have do you feel like many of them regret it? So that's the first question. And the second question, what's the average age? Are most people going for their first degree or for their master's?
What we deal is majority of the students we take abroad for degree. You're going for their bachelor's. That's almost 60-70%. The other percentages are those who are going for masters. Those mostly are working. Some people, maybe they're married. They say, let me have my kids first, and then I go for education and come back. So we have those, but bachelor is a big percentage, about 70% of students who go abroad going for bachelors. The young are the age of from some 17 and a half, 18 to 22 there.
Very many parents don't believe that a child it's funny that I was in a conversation with somebody on Facebook, and they are very against a child under 25 going abroad. And I was telling them, I came at 21 and I was one of the oldest in my class. Most of my classmates were between 17 and 19. And people mature so fast when they're far from home. Because when you're home, you imagine you can be at Nairobi University and your parents live in South Bay. When your clothes are dirty, you carry them and take them home.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
There's just some things.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Going to study abroad makes you mature very fast, and the experience you get there, mingling with people from different background, it also makes, because I get students who are 17 and a half years. I had two who are going to Switzerland, and the parents were a bit scared. Oh, she's not 18. But there's also, those schools have got plans. If you're not 18, you have to be in a hostel by 8 p.m. before you get 18 years. And it's very, especially mothers trying to protect their kids. But they go there and they mature up. And we also get, what we also do, we try to connect students. The students who have gone there earlier, we try to connect them. Now that we have technology. They talk to the students who are trying to go to the university. They tell them about the school, because some information I cannot give them.
Yeah.
Like those students are already there in school. So we do that to give the student morale. And some also join others who have been there. Pull a friend, you get a call that I've been given this number by a friend. I need to go and join so and so. So Some go there, but the younger you go, the better. I see.
Yeah.
Like you say, you're 21, and I think you thought that maybe everybody you find a bit odd in the class.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why sometimes
so I think the oldest was 25, but that was also a Kenyan. And then so there was a 25-year-old, a 22-year-old, then me, and then everybody else was below 20. And we were in a class of, I think, 14. So, but it was and it was interesting that many of them, especially the Germans and the Spanish, that was not the first time they were away from home. Many of them had already like finished high school at 16, went to live in a different country for 1 year to learn the language. Then, so they had actually already traveled, and you could tell they are more accommodating, they are more tolerant. It was just different. For me, that was because I didn't go to an international school. So this was the first time I was being in a class with different races. For that, I was in a class, everybody's an African. Now you're sitting there and you have Chinese people and what, and it was really interesting. All the stereotypes that I used to think, I always used to think every Indian is a mathematician. No, so there are so many things that every single thing that you used to think, it's just different. It's a totally different exposure. And I don't think that is something that, that is one thing that I absolutely thank my parents for.
Yeah, that's one thing when you go study abroad, you get that culture shock.
Yeah.
And so it takes time for almost a month for you to settle down, because many things, especially from Africa, and like you didn't study in an international school, you get a lot of, you take time to settle down and understand everything.
Oh, mine, and I came in winter. That's the other problem. I didn't know the seasons. So I just came when I was ready to come. What I didn't realize is that is not the right, well, I mean, if you come when the semester starts, but for me, I had options, but I chose to start that particular one. And so that was a big shock for me. Switzerland in winter, it was snowing, it was horrible.
Yeah.
But now I love winter.
Yeah, but I also advise parents who are capable, and I also tell students who parents are capable of affording them to study abroad, to take it also seriously. It's something that many students want to have that chance to go and get the exposure outside and come back. Because I can see many of the students, especially that I took to Swiss to do hospitality and hotel management, those who managed to come back here in Kenya, they are running the managers in those big hotels in Kenya. They come back and go to managerial posts straight. So you find those who have done here locally, especially hospitality, I talk about it, they are not given that, they don't have that chance to get into managerial posts, and maybe they work for some years, but they come straight to those from Switzerland, they come straight and join the managerial post because the exposure they've got there.
Yes, I will put a link on the description to the interview that I had with one of the former hospitality graduates, William. I had an interview with him, and he did explain that. He did say that he has quite a lot of advantages by the fact that he has that Swiss hospitality and the internships that he did, because the internships play a very big role. And he also managed, he even got the chance to do an internship in the States. So he has the extra language, he has the extra exposure, he has the fact that he's been to different countries, which really make a huge difference in how he is perceived in a place dealing with, because the thing is, it's not favoritism. It's just, if I am in a hotel, in a 5-star hotel that is dealing with people from all over the world, I want somebody who understands people from all over the world. Somebody who has actually sat with people from all over the world. So it does help a bit.
Yeah, I meet William a lot of time, and also another student from Switzerland, who is Pakin Radisson Park in Westlands.
Yeah.
He went for internship in the US, and the hotel there retained him, but he came to Kenya to work for 6 months to get to know how to make the Kenya cuisine, the Kenya breakfast and what. And I think now he's going back to the US. So those are the things that it opens up their mind, and the exposure they get there give them a milestone in life for studying abroad. And also there are many things also about studying abroad. I'll talk about also some parents are normally also misadvised. They don't have enough money, and some because the visa process is normally a crazy thing. Don't think it is the way you came. Right now there are a lot of demands on the visa, this paperwork here and there, and some also learn to bad hands, and they're told, oh, you can forge a bank statement and use it for the visa process, and by the end of the day you are denied a visa, and your stamp is a stamp that you forged a document. So that's also spoil the opportunity of the student. So also parents should also be aware of the people they're dealing with, especially on studying abroad. Everything is online. They can contact the school online if this and so working for this school here and there. But it's a very, very good opportunity to go and study abroad. I've been there in several countries. I visited. The opportunities are there.
Okay. So is there anything, so how do people find you? I will put your
We have a website. Our
link.
company is called Transworld Education Consultant. We have a website, and also on Facebook, and also you can get me on my number 0720
I will put all of it on the I will put all of them on the link.
Yeah, you can get me, and we can talk a lot about studying abroad.
Great. Okay. Any final words?
The final word, I'd say that it has been an interesting journey for working for studying abroad for the last close to 11 years. It has taught me a lot. Though it was not my career. My career was IT, and I landed to this job when I was employed by a placement firm, and I got interested in it. And it has been a good journey dealing with students. Something I normally motivates me when I get a call from a student. He's back in the country, she's back now working, doing this and this, or calling me from overseas saying thank you, the school is good, the parents calling me. It's something that motivates me and make me work hard.
And as I said, I mean, I've known Jeremy for, I think the first time I met you was 2013, I think. Yeah, it's when there was a SEG, yes. So there was,
in Lausanne, Switzerland.
Yeah, so I met him quite a while back, and I mean, whenever I have questions about studying abroad, he's the one I think of, the first person I think of, because at least he has more current information than I have, because I mean, I came almost 20 years ago. And back then I can tell you, I went, did a quick exam at Hilton, got my documents, got the school fees, went to the embassy, and then came back. They told me to come back a week later. I came back a week later. My visa was there. I mean, it was so easy. I hear what people are saying now about the process and how long it takes now. It's totally different. I mean, I even bought my ticket the same day I deposited my visa application. so it's a bit, the process is totally different now. So if I give you advice, I will not be up to date. So it's better when you deal with somebody who's dealing with all these different countries. And the other thing is, when somebody is dealing with more than one country, when an education advisor is dealing with more than one country, then you know that they have the student's best interest at heart. If the advisor is only dealing with one country, then he only has information about that one country, and either they get you to that school in that country, or so the more variety you have, the more options you have. So it's better when you deal with somebody who knows a bit about different countries. So they would tell you, okay, listen, this, I know you want to go to Canada, but it would be better for you to do this in the UK because they would give you your reasons. And, you know, some of these things you need somebody who has a bit more experience, which is why I chose Jeremy for this session. So I'm going to put the links to how to find Jeremy on the description below. And I'm also going to see if I remember how to add them all over. And then we will continue with our series on studying and living abroad. So thank you very much, and continue watching my channel. And remember, I upload every 2 days. I upload something, so watch out for whatever is coming.